Alright, just dropped that. I'm gonna drop like 3 in my first video. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's do something. Let's go back to Nip. Let's go back to Nip, and then I'm gonna do another one for maybe something current. Alright, so Nip passed away, bro. That was one of the greatest tragedies in LA history. You know what I'm saying? So, RIP Nip for sure. And much love to Black Sam. You feel what I'm saying? For helping raise a king like that. You know what I'm saying? So, coming up in the city, being black, bro, it's hard. And this is not something, obviously, we all know this, right? But the hardest part of coming up, you know, because some people make it even harder than it actually has to be. So, like myself, I'm not a gangbanger. You get what I'm saying? So I never gangbang. I'm from the West Coast, but I never gangbang. You know what I'm saying? Some people gangbang, and some people, you know, and that's kind of looked upon as, besides drug usage and being crackhead and all that, those are like the bottom tiers of the world, you know, or especially California, but even throughout the United States. Like, if you're on drugs or you're a fucking gangbanger, you ain't shit to the world, period, you know. And I'm gonna have to agree with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're killing your own kind, I don't see how that's productive at all. I mean, things should be able to be resolved in a different manner, other than having to kill your own kind. Like, your own kind, that's like an ant killing ants. Like, you'll never see a roach kill another roach. You get what I'm saying? Like now, in the woods, in the wilderness, you know, you might see what's them damn things? They fight for women, pretty much, or female. You know, they gonna fight, lock heads, all that. You know what I mean? That's nature. I mean, so they really ain't trying to kill each other, but they trying to, like, yo, this me. You feel me? So they might lock heads, and sometimes a horn or something might go, and oh boy might get killed. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that happens. But like, just to be like a roach killing a roach for some food, like that's all they do is, nah. I don't see that. That's so for a black person and another black, and you killing each other, that's the lowest form of thought process. I can't even stress that more enough. You get what I'm saying? So, it's just crazy to me. You feel me? So, yeah, so it's hard, because then as a person coming up into Cali, you gotta damn near join these gangs just to be safe. Supposedly that's what they say, but I beg to differ on that. You know what I mean? I feel like, well, no, you know what? It's the truth. So, because if you don't, you're gonna get harassed, and to the point where you just gonna have to do it anyway. They're gonna think you a sucker, or you know, which you just not part of that. So you're not walking around here trying to fight somebody every day. You're trying to figure out how to get out of this shit without having to do all that. And so, to me, it's hard as a gangbanger. Don't get me wrong. Like, 'cause they have shootouts every other day. People trying to rob each other, or this girl sleeping with this guy, and he want to kill dude and all that. It's like, I get it. So that's real, because it's an everyday thing, and that's the lifestyle they live, and it's kind of crazy. But like, what if you're not doing that? What if you're not game making? And so now you have your own kind. You don't have nobody really. You feel me? And so you end up isolated. You know what I mean? Which, it's that part is so hard, because you're not looked upon as a full-blown man. Supposedly on the West Coast, you're like the timid. Nah, man. And so it's like you're timid, and now it's like, oh, I'm a gangbanger, I'll kill you on sight, blah 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 blah. It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all should have a chance to be what the hell we want to be, as long as I'm not offending you or affecting you, doing anything to your household, touching your money, none of that, bro. Just let me live. You feel me? So what happens is, you could tell as you watch some of the old videos with Nip, he wasn't really, well, at least in his earlier parts of years, he wasn't. He even said this in his interviews, like, you know, I seen people get killed, and I didn't want to be involved in that shit. I want to just go the other route. That's what he was saying, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, he was from 6-0, and so then he had to rep that to the fullest. So it's like, because if he didn't, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, they probably would have robbed him or did some other shit, no telling. But Nip was like, to me, borderline gangbanging. He was from 6-0, so that's just where he lived at. In LA, where you live at, like, I'm from Carson. I moved to Mobile years ago, but I'm from CRs in LA. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's where I'm from. I'm not banging that shit, but that's where I'm from. As far as personality and how this shit works in LA, like, so he from 6-0. He over there in the Crenshaw district. So he gonna rep that. And everywhere you go in Cali is different. Cities different, mentalities different, ways of life. People are different. Like, Carson dudes are looked upon as prestigious and clean. The girls are clean up in Cali. I mean, in Carson. It's like an upper echelon. It ain't Beverly Hills or nothing like that for those who don't live in Cali, but it's cool. It ain't like, you know, straight South Central LA, you know, with Nipper. And the Compton is actually a clean neighborhood, but it actually goes down over there for sure. But it's kind of like Compton, but Compton is just a little bit more definitely crazy. You know what I mean? It go down in DA too in Carson, but so he repped that because it's where he was from. And unfortunately, it was a lot of high levels of gang activity over there, which, you know, he became more familiar with that. I don't want to, you know, and yeah, he repped his hood. That was it. I don't know. What I see from him was somebody who was similar to myself, which is, nigga definitely wanted to change lives. In order to do that, you got to have your life together. You can't just be out here wanting to kill each other and then spreading that news to the next kid. You got to, you know, he's telling people, let's get businesses. Why is he saying that? Because he know from that it's going to change the way these hood dudes think. So it's like, you know, if we can get some businesses going, maybe we can stop the game thing. You feel me? He was supposed to go talk to the police the next day after he got killed. So that's the whole mentality he had. He wasn't just saying it just to get businesses, and that's why I want gangbangers to understand. Like, this nigga was trying to change the whole shit, really. You know, and in order for that to happen, he had to do it slowly. You feel me? He couldn't just come in here and be like me, which is, I never really gangbanged, so I don't have a persona behind me that I gotta kind of wash slowly. You feel what I mean? Away, like, you know, it's like some scum on your skin, and you gotta that shit won't go away for a while. You just gotta keep washing at it, but the shit'll go away eventually. And that's how he was looking at it. And he felt like the more opportunities people have, and this is what I agree with, the more opportunity people have, the more likely they will be, or the more inclined they would be to try to do something positive with their life. You feel me? And even if they got to rep the hill like Nick was, it's still like, I ain't with that shit no more. You feel me? So through resources and opportunities, he felt like, you know, we could change this and get things back on track. You feel me? And to where he felt really he knew where the hood needed to go. You feel me? And so just like Pac, he knew it, but he was still he started game banging, literally. You feel me? I don't know to what measure he was game banging at, but he's repped MOB. Like, that's banging, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it has to stop. We can't come in the industry trying to appease a game banger to try to change their life. That's not gonna happen. We gotta come in just who we are, you know what I mean? Which is like somebody like myself. I ain't never gangbanged. I guess you would call me a square in California, you feel what I'm saying? But I'm like a revolutionary. And that's my whole perspective. It's just to stay down for the community and making sure that our like continuing the legacies of other great men like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Tupac, Nipsey, all the Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? And any people that we never even heard of in Africa, and you know, all through Africa, from Sierra Leone, Freetown to, you know, Lebanese, Nigeria, Kenya, all these places, you know what I mean? They all have heroes and people who sacrificed their life for the people. So that's what he was trying to do. And I think it got a little bit caught up in the system because he was banging 6-0 still, and it's like people thinking he was like full-blown gangbanging or I'm a gangbanger with a purpose, which that was the plan, but he couldn't just wipe it away. He couldn't just say, oh, I'm not from 6-0. He could never do that. That would be, no. You feel me? That niggas, it already pretty, you see what happened when supposedly Eric Holder, that was his homie. So he was homie, the jealousy level is high out there. So if he's pretty much disclaim you like, Eric Holder, oh, look at my CD, and he like, and Nip said, my nigga, what the fuck I'm hear your CD for? You know, he like, nigga, get on that grind, bro. That's what he feel like. But you can't just to the point where a nigga from your hood, and he feel like, oh, you don't fuck with me no more? And imagine the whole hood being like that. You feel what I'm saying? So he couldn't just flat out come out and be like, oh, I'm not 6-0 no more. He could never do that shit. So he tried to make it positive to the best way he could. You feel what I'm saying? And so, and that was the difficult part. You feel me? So, again, that's the hardest part of being a black man nowadays, is actually having to be a man without having to kill people or being aggressive all the fucking time. You feel me? Like, you don't have no brain knowledge to get out of situations. You feel me? So what ended up happening was, you know, it never really resonated all the way through, because some people like myself, I'm from LA, so I know I know the territory, I know how things happen out here, and I know that the man, compared to the average gangbanger, he was definitely on a higher tier as far as positivity and things, but he still was banging. So it made it to where like a gangbanger don't have to technically change. They can still be out here banging as long as they get a little business, or, you know, nah, we can't do that shit. He didn't make it to the job, just pocked it and finished the job either. The job wasn't done yet. You feel me? So it's a cloud over over what he was doing, even though it was done to the max, to the time he was his demise. It was done. But he didn't finish the job. Pac didn't finish the job. So now it leaves, like I said, a cloud over the situation, because now people still feel like, oh, I'm still banging, bro. You know what I mean? I got me a business, or woo, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We out here, we ain't signing with no labels or whatever. But it still haven't given no breakthrough yet to where somebody could come in and just be cool without having to bang, period, or be on the drug shit. Is that possible? And that's my challenge, you feel me? I'm challenging that right now, because it's like, it has to be a way to where you don't have to gangbang and kill each other and still sell millions of records. You know what I mean? And so, anyway, man, I feel like that's where he was headed to, and he just didn't get to finish the job. And so now, again, even though he died and people want to conclude his situation, because he is dead, I mean, so you have to conclude it in a sense, you feel me? It's hard to conclude it for myself the way, because I know he was done yet. But somebody else, because he was already on a higher positive tilt. So as far as an OG goes in LA, you know, they ain't on the street shit no more. So it's like he kind of graduated in a way. But I think he wanted to do more and show more, so we can get, you know, and like you said, that gang shit might take, it ain't gonna happen overnight. It's gonna take years and a lot of resources and opportunities for that to stop or subside. So, but he was trying to start it, and he did. He got the ball rolling, and so I'm hoping to add on to that. Pac got it rolling back in the day, and he see what Pac did, and he tried to keep it going. Which he did, he added on. And so again, as surplus, me and myself, 11-11, trying to add on to that, bro, as well. So that's a little small, little snip on how I feel about Nip and his passing. You know, I feel like he wasn't really full-blown 6-0. He came from the area. He seen probably a couple murders, the homies, and all that shit. You got to play the part. But I believe that in his heart, truly, he was just a regular motherfucker. You feel me? And he wanted to get people to that point. Like, man, you ain't got to fucking, you know, waste your life away and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it take a lot. It take a lot of grind, and it take a lot of sacrifice to get out of this shit, because as a black man, it's actually technically, it's harder in the streets, but it's easier to get money as a gangbanger, because they got drugs, they got really mostly all drugs. They got murder for hires, all that shit goes on. You feel what I'm saying? So extortion, all that shit, you know, it's different type of gangbangers and shit, are gangsters. So yeah, I believe in my heart that he really was on a mission to change people. But again, once you caught up in that life, it's hard. So that shit might have took that nigga damn near another 30 to 40 years, you feel me? Just to get to that point. So, like, for real though, you know what I mean? Because niggas ain't for to stop banging unless they got a job or some other shit. And that's why he started up at that shit. So, and I hope, you know, people that did get the, you know, somebody like myself, I can't go through the whole banging shit to get to where I'm at today. Fuck that. I ain't going back. You feel me? Like, I'm not a banger, so I don't have to worry about that shit. But it's harder because you ain't got no drug money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't on the gang shit, so you wearing your clothes on your ass. You feel me? You wearing clothes that fit you. You ain't. And so now you looking at the par, but when you go trying to get a job, motherfuckers is looking at you like, who the fuck you think you are? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you better than the next nigga? You just a nigga. Why you coming up in here trying to look good and stuff? Like, nah. You feel me? Where your pants at? Where your rag at? Where your, you know? Or if not that, you just a sexual ornament for their women or any other women of that's not black, because that's all they look at it as. Oh, he's a sexy black guy who can probably has a big penis, or you know what I'm saying? No. It's only a couple ways they give us some kind of credit in the community, and being a sex toy is one of them. An athlete is one of them. Businessmen and all that shit don't really, they not really, you know, myself. But yeah, they don't look at us really as businessmen, even if you got a business. Shit, you could be Jay-Z, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have to respect you, but they don't really respect you, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, who the fuck you think you are, right? So, like, even Michael, he was just starting to get his respect. He had to take it, because they was trying to rob his whole little soul and shit. And then when Mike started speaking out, next thing you know, he was fucking dead. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but he was just starting to like start speaking out, and so, you know, about all the shit that goes on. So it ain't easy, man. Especially, you know, when you got the industry, they try to flip the whole script on you when you get in the industry. So it's like you try to be independent as possible, which today it's a lot easier than it was before. You know what I mean? So there's I'm not really complaining on that angle because I just not doing my job, and so that's why I'm making these videos now. I guess you got to put, people don't need to like your music, they need to like you first, personally. And so that's what we doing. We out here, like me, love me, please. If you don't want to do none of that, just subscribe to your boy. That'd be nice. It would be a nice appreciation. Just a little bit, a little view on how I felt about Nip. In his circumstances that he was in, you know what I mean, as far as being a Cali game banger. I mean, I don't even call him, he was banging, you feel me? And like the game bangers, like he's like out there banging. I mean, he was a banger, he repped his hood, but and deep in his soul, I think he was just trapped in a situation where it was hard to get out of it, you know what I mean? He couldn't just denounce the hood, he could never do that shit. So he would have never been like, it would have been a problem, bro. And so it ain't just the hood, it's really denouncing the whole shit, you know what I mean? The whole banging shit, which that's what a lot of black African Americans is basing their whole manhood on. So me, fuck it, I'm ready to die for this shit at this point. I'm old enough to be like, shit, I'm 40, fucking, what? I'm about to be 42, bro. You know what I mean? And I've been through a lot of shit, lost a lot of people. I might go into some of those stories as well. But at this point, I'm ready to, I'm tired of seeing motherfuckers die. And then you watch it, man, motherfuckers is killing women and kids and shit. I just seen some shit today. Motherfucker killed a 9-year-old, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Excuse my language. What? You know? I don't know. You know, and they trying to make it seem like the shit is duality, but the kings got to speak up, right? The people who can change shit are dead. Real talk. I'm assuming that I'm gonna be on that fucking same road, but it's all gravy. I ain't even tripping. You feel me? I'm ready for that. Because if I can add on, then that's all I can really truly ask for, is an honorable death. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's why I'm making this video right now, to try to get to that point. I gotta have a starting point though. So as far as being chosen, man, I just heard a buzz in my ear right now. I think that means doing the right thing right now. You feel me? If you don't get those rings, I don't even like speaking on my chosen status because it gets deep. Right, so I will tap into it time to time, but yeah, I don't want to be out here, you know, it's not for me to do. I did my job. So anyway, that's just a little something on Nip. I might go a little bit more in detail. Is there anything